the strongest substance in the universe struck the continent of Africa, affecting the plant life around it. And when the time of men came, 5 tribes settled on it and called it Wakanda.
The Marvel Cinematic and Comics universe is home to a wide array of different materials and compounds that help to serve the superheroes and villains alike on their adventures, providing a wide variety of different weapons and tools for a myriad of uses. In both universes, 2 of the premier metals that make up the staggering amount of heroic weapons and tools are Vibranium and Uru, both of which have extensive histories in the MCU and the comic source material as well. The former is widely known as a nigh indestructible metal native to the African nation of Wakanda, while the latter is used as the premier metal used to craft the weapons of the Asgardian gods and the guardians of the 9 realms. Each compound is an incredibly powerful and incredibly durable substance that is able to stand up to the most strenuous challenges and anything that a superhero has to offer. But is it theoretically possible that maybe the 2 metals might actually be the exact same thing? Is it possible, at least in the MCU, that Uru and Vibranium are actually the very same metal, just going by different names? Well, stick with us, watchers of the Marvel Multiverse, and let's explore this possibility today. For this theory, we will be limiting this theory to the mainline Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we will be following MCU logic in our analysis without delving too deeply into the comics or the source material, as it's possible that the answer differs based on the scope of our search. Perhaps the most important question to ask is if Uru and Vibranium are the same, then why aren't they called the same name? Let's address this and then propose the theory why they may be the same. The simple answer to this question lies in the fact that Vibranium originated from a meteor that hit the continent of Africa thousands of years ago, and as human language developed, this was simply the name that was given to the substance. Humans did not have a name for the material, and so they assigned a term that would go on to grow and evolve throughout time, being translated between various different languages and being subject to linguistic evolution. It's interesting to note, however, that we have yet to see Vibranium anywhere else in the galaxy as far as the MCU is concerned, and it seems to only be in Wakanda, despite the Thor and Guardians franchises taking us to the furthest reaches of the galaxy. We can't seem to find any other material that seems to resemble Vibranium, nor can we find any hint to where the meteor may have originated. After all, the meteor had to have come from somewhere in the galaxy, though no other intergalactic nation seems to use the substance that resembles the attributes and qualities of Vibranium as we know it. That is, before we take a closer look at the Asgardians and their preferred array of weaponry and tools. While some claim that it is actually a fragment of the planet that Eson the Searcher decimated with the Power Stone, we have already covered this theory before on the channel, so be sure to check out our theory about how the Power Stone created Vibranium, as well as even super soldiers. For this video, let's delve into its compelling amount of evidence to suggest that Vibranium might actually be just refined Uru ore, meaning that the metals have different properties but originate from the same place. The predominant trait of each metal, aside from incredible durability, is their uncanny ability to absorb and harness different types of energy. Uru is able to channel not only the power of Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, as well as a myriad of other Asgardian weapons, including Odin's spear Gungnir, but it was the chosen material to construct the infamous Infinity Gauntlet as well, designed to harness the power of the Infinity Stones themselves, which are widely regarded as the most powerful artifacts in the known universe. With this, we see a similar set of traits when we observe Vibranium, as Howard Stark calls it completely vibration absorbent, and the Black Panther movie gives us a clear look at the furthest extent of what Vibranium is capable of. T'Challa's suit has a very similar ability to absorb kinetic energy and disperse it in a variety of different ways, and these traits can be found across almost all Wakandan technology in some form or another. It has been known to power ships and tools, as well as entire railway systems beneath the surface of Wakanda, and it appears as if both metals are incredibly adept at acting as batteries of sorts, channeling and harnessing different forms of energy from their respective purposes. In addition to this, we also know that Uru is oftentimes and is able to be enchanted, and these enchantments are able to strengthen the metal even further. While we have never seen Vibranium be enchanted, we've seen it be subjected to different energy-based enhancements. If enchantments on a scientific level is just the practice of imbuing the metal with a specialized energy that grants it special abilities, then it's theoretically possible that enchanting Uru is no different than charging Vibranium with human human-based energy. The MCU runs on the principle that magic is nothing more than advanced science, and the scientific explanation for enchantments could be down to using the respective metals to store specific energy signatures, and we know that Vibranium has in the past, as we mentioned, an uncanny ability to absorb energy. Perhaps the other defining trait is their incredible durability, as we've only seen Uru and Vibranium broken on a few select occasions. We see Mjolnir get crushed by Hela, though we know that she has some previous history with the hammer as well as immense strength of her own. But the next most notable time we see Vibranium or Uru get destroyed is in Endgame, when Thanos is able to break Captain America's iconic shield. The Russo brothers have gone on record to state that Thanos likely had access to the greatest armada in the galaxy, and it has been widely speculated and commonly accepted that his sword is made of Uru. By MCU standards, we know that weapons of the same material are able to damage each other, which follows real-life logic, as we see this in Civil War when T'Challa's Vibranium claws are shown to be able to do a few things, even capable of damaging Captain America's shield. It's also important to note that this doesn't guarantee that Thanos' sword and Cap's shield are made of the same material, and it's highly likely that they are still not, but this would add another layer of intriguing lore behind the encounter that is fun to entertain. If the Vibranium meteor actually came from either Nidavellir or another Asgardian forge somewhere in the cosmos, then it could explain why Vibranium is so sparse not only on Earth, but across the wider galaxy as a whole. As it's not necessarily rare, it's just known under a different, far more reputable name. It would also explain the strange attributes of Vibranium, and how it's able to harness different forms of energy with such ease. And seeing the two metals actually be one and the same could be a compelling sliver of in-universe lore that could add depth to both the Asgardian corner of the MCU, as well as the Earthbound heroes. But anyway, my friends, what do you think of this theory? Is it theoretically possible that the meteor that landed in Wakanda actually came from Nidavellir or somewhere else in the Nine Realms, and humans simply utilized the material for their own uses and called it by a different name, seeing as they didn't understand what they truly had in their possession? As always, my friends, thank you so much for continuing to watch and support the channel. Hit that subscribe button to assemble and join our team, and have a great day.